right now watching robot battles. Angie's rubbing her knee, but we're watching robots trying to flip each other over. Kind of, it's like robot wrestling is what I've learned.
It's fascinating.
That's really all I can say about it.
There's a lot more to say.
Say what?
We interrupt this robot fighting for a special news announcement.
Hello, friends. We're back from DragonCon. We're sitting on the couch with our animals. Very tired. Very worn out. I'm sitting here with Angela. Angela, tell me about your DragonCon.
It was good. We saw a lot of new stuff. We did robot battles. We went and saw... Sorry, the cat. We went and saw 2 costume contests, which Claire entered. We saw some great friends we haven't seen in a long time. We met some really good people, and we had some good food.
Good food? What kind of good food? What was your favorite?
Well, GLC was really good. It's a shawarma place and stir fry.
Yeah, I had stir fry. It was delicious.
And then there's a pie place called Pan something or other. And they sell meat pies, fruit pies, breakfast pies.
Butterfly shrimp. Kebab shrimp.
And you saw robot battles for the first time. How did you feel about the robots?
Well, I will be putting a picture up on the Instagram later of my favorite robot, which was in the 30-pound, 20-pound class.
I think it was 12 pounds.
He went from 12 to 30.
Yeah, because how could that cat be 20 pounds?
Becky, I don't know, because this weighted at the bottom, maybe?
Okay, well, it was a...
But it's a cat sitting in the litter box, and if you've ever seen Robot Wars, robot battles, you know that they tend to flip each other. They always have, like, scoop on front to flip, or some variant to just knock each other off the stage. And the cat had a pooper scooper on the front.
That was pretty funny.
It was pretty brilliant.
Then there was the duck with the laser eyes.
Yeah, I mean, there was a duck with laser eyes. And the best part about the duck was that it was driven by a 4-year-old. But that was in the 3 pounds.
Yeah. Issa apparently is not amused by the duck.
She wants to go back talking about the cat in the litter box.
Did it? You know what would have been funny, though, is if they had glued litter to the bottom of that litter box, so it gave it, like, the full effect of being litter. Was there really?
There was, like, brown poo glued in the bottom.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious.
Yeah. It was just a really, really fantastic robot. And, I mean, he was really, honestly, it was very big. It was flippable. Like, when it comes to the robots that won, they were all really low to the ground. There was really impossible to get under them.
Yeah.
And they were the scoops. So the scoops pretty much win.
I was amused by the robot that was literally a Roomba with a remote control attached to it.
Yeah, I think that was like their extra points. If you flip him or push him off, he's like extra points.
That's hilarious. I didn't know I would like robots that were fighting each other until we actually went and watched robots fighting each other. Especially the ones that had like the saws on the bottom of them and they were sparking and kind of flying through the air and breaking.
Yeah, apparently that's like one of the builds you can make. Those are not the ones that flip each other or flip themselves. These are the ones that, kind of hard to explain, but they pop. They're the poppers.
Yeah. There was one that kept sparking, and I think that was one that had the rotating saw blade. Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
Because you can disable a robot, push it off, or push it through into the wall and up, basically immobilize it.
It was literally like pro wrestling for robots.
If the wrestlers got torn to pieces, yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed the robots. And we did a lot of panels this year. Well, I don't think we did a lot of panels as if we just saw the same people in a lot of panels.
We didn't really do a lot of panels, Becky.
We did do like 4 or 5. That's more than we normally do.
Not in past years. We used to run to panels all day.
That was before they decided to split everything up into 14 hotels and 36 other buildings.
No, when Robert Jordan died, I didn't feel the need to go. I don't do Robert Jordan panels anymore. They didn't really have Whedonverse this year.
Yeah. But out of the panels we did see, what was your favorite panel?
Well, the Ghost Brothers.
Yeah. Shout out to the Ghost Brothers.
Yeah. You can see them on Amazon Prime. You can get the first season, and the second season is about to come out, apparently.
Yeah. And they were really funny. They were probably the funniest panel we've probably seen in a long time.
Really funny.
And it was like, it's a paranormal panel, but it was funny because they were very realistic about everything. Just the fact that it wasn't like, yeah, we've been researching, we're spiritual historians, and we've been researching the paranormal for the last 10 years.
Like some people.
Yeah, that was, yeah. And we have like super hypotheses that we like to, no, these guys were like, we go into certain buildings and we're like, okay, we're out. Goodbye. I think I took a little bit of audio from one of the panels, so I'll put it on here if the audio sounds okay. But it was just funny because they they were relatable. That was what I liked about them.
Are you waiting on me to say something else?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't ask me a question.
I didn't know how to ask you.
We went to the Masquerade, which was funny. Hi, puppy.
What was your favorite costume you saw all weekend?
It was your Joyra.
Oh, you sweet girl. You know what? I got to rant for a second. I'm kind of pissed off about two things. One, my head is too fucking big for a wig. That has been determined because the wig I was wearing kept sliding off my head and I was not amused. Second, if you decide to cosplay something that is magic related and you go to DragonCon, make sure to read the signs around the draft area because they clearly say magic cosplayers get to draft for free. Guess what I didn't do while I was dressed like Jorah? Draft for free because I can't read. Matter of fact, we ended up drafting the day after I finished my cosplay. That was the only thing that really irritated me the most, other than losing my wig. But it was a cool costume. Thank you, Angie, for making my pauldron. It came out really pretty. And thanks for being my handler and carrying the backpack. And you got to cosplay for the first time, too.
I wouldn't really call it cosplaying. I just went in Space Force.
So what did you do?
I think other than that, my favorite costume we saw, it's Sanderson Sisters.
The Sanderson. Dude, that was an awesome. I didn't realize it until we were mentioning while we were walking through the shop, but that animatronic eye was really cool.
Yeah.
They literally looked like the Sanderson sisters.
Angel of Death from Hellboy was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I loved that one. But otherwise, I really liked Sanderson Sisters. They acted like them. I mean, they were spot on.
I think if we were talking cosplay, like if you are cosplaying as something from somewhere, they were spot on exactly what you would expect somebody cosplaying as a Sanderson sisters to look like. Like they had the outfits and it was handmade. And I know, like, I think they've like in the last couple of years, the costumes have come out, but they basically made those costumes. And then they made an animatronic book that was wrapped to look like the Winifred's book. And it had an animatronic eye that moved around and looked around while you were while it was in front of you. So that was really cool.
Really good.
And then they did the
Put a spell on you. Mm-hmm.
We've never been to the Masquerade, so we did a lot of new things this year. Mm-hmm. We went to the Masquerade, and it was really cool just to see people putting on skits and stuff like that. Some of them were just a little over our heads, especially for an 8-year-old. I mean, they were really good. There was a kid who dressed like Tomato Man from Fortnite, and he won both the video game kids contest and the Masquerade kids contest. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
He did good. And then the 1-year-old Ghostbuster.
Mm-hmm. Adorable.
And then what else? What was the other costume? The Monolith was still one of my favorites. I know it's stupid, but...
Well, it's just out of all these wonderful costumes that people put months and years into making, they were just phenomenal. A guy with some black fabric over a box, won one of the prizes.
I think he won though, like best, like not best skit, but like something like best comedy or best original cosplay or something like that.
Yeah, so best original. Really?
I don't think it was like original cosplay, but it was something like best pun or something like. No. Mm-hmm. The best pun cosplay was Weeping Belle. The one who went from Bella's Beauty and the Beast and had the Weeping Belle from Pokemon. Yeah. But his was like best comedy or something like that. Mm-hmm. Just funny, I think, was what it was. He didn't win anything like super big. The Angel of Death ended up winning. And then Claire cosplayed in the video game contest.
Claire did Raven from Teen Titans.
and she did Chun-Li for the video game. But then there was there was a 15-year-old. This is why we're going to up our game next year. There's a 15-year-old there who did the Doomed Crusader from Diablo 3? Mm-hmm. And he made that costume by himself. So, Angie, what are you going to cosplay as next year?
That's a surprise.
It's a surprise? But is it going to be awesome? We got to figure out. You wanted to, like, actually record as you were making it. I wonder how long that's going to take to do.
Months.
You think months? Yeah. We also have to figure out. There's going to be some schematics that need to be written up for this one. Mm-hmm. And room in the garage. I think it was nice because we did get to see a lot of people we haven't seen in a while. And it was like our friend groups were finally, like, all together.
I have to tell you guys, when Becky is talking into the recorder, she puts it up to my face. And then when I'm talking, she'll hold it to her face.
Listen.
I just need you all to understand what is happening right now.
I need you to understand.
And then when she was talking, she was waving it back and forth like it was a parasol.
I need you to not judge me. I'm holding it. My hand is slightly numb. You leave me alone. Did you get anything awesome while you were at con too?
Mm-hmm. But did you notice the lady today that was very, like, probably in her 70s had the same pants you wore yesterday?
No.
She was by the restrooms.
I don't care if she has the same goddamn pants. Listen, those pants are so comfortable. I wasn't hurting. I wasn't restricted. Those pants were comfortable.
Who agrees with me?
Yeah, which, do you like the pants better that I was wearing, or do you agree with your mommy about my pants?
She says you're boring.
Thanks, Issa.
Well, she doesn't want to talk about DragonCon. Well, I know. Well, what would you cosplay as? Oh, a kitty.
She's a cute kitty,
She's
though.
Very original.
She's very original. Ah, hey.
Okay, that's a lot of love.
One thing, though, DragonCon, you gotta get it together. It's your LAN gaming. You need to go back to some good computers. Oh, she took my mic.
DragonCon, we need to have a talk. I understand that providing LAN gaming could be difficult, but MomoCon and DreamHack has way outdistanced themselves from you. If you want to bring in your true PC gamers, you are going to have to at least get a mouse that works. Get screens that aren't the size of the old, like, WordPerfect. And I'm not talking about the computers, just the WordPerfect program
Windows
computers.
98.
No, I mean, like,
Yeah.
Becky, I'm saying exactly what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
They're like the microfiche readers at libraries. They're tiny. League of Legends did not fit on the entire screen like it should. You couldn't even see your entire lane. It was just that small. So we're going to need you to get a reputable person to loan you some equipment. At least get some, like, Logitech stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a fairly good price.
And the thing is, like, DragonCon in the past has had Battle and Brew up in Atlanta or Roswell to host their LAN gaming. I don't know if it's just changed, but you are going to be able to find some nice computers. Maybe you don't want to invest in it, but if you're LAN gaming, I do not need to be playing on a computer that I had in 2000s trying to play League of Legends. That's my rant.
Or just don't put League of Legends as one of your offerings and act like you can run it, because you can't. The rate of frame drops. The ping was way too high.
I knew that was going to be the one that got Angie. Oh, we also played a lot of fun arcade games.
We did.
I played DDR for the first time in, like, 12 years and realized I'm too old. I feel like this year was a lot of fun, though. Mm-hmm. I felt like we did a lot of things that we don't normally do. We drafted for once. That we haven't drafted in how many years?
It's been a while.
I came in second in draft. That was very exciting. By drafting all the mono red. And then, we didn't really get any board games or anything like that this year. Mm-mm. Or that Volcanic Island.
Mm-mm. So I had been saving up to get a Volcanic Island. And I'm standing there at the vendor section. I'm next in line. I stand right in front of the case. I'm prepared to ask to look at the Volcanic Island. And he goes to the person to the left of me. And then he starts down the people to the right of me. And then I said, I guess I'm not buying the Volcanic Island today. And we start walking off. And he goes, oh, wait. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. I'm good now.
Right.
Thank you.
But you know what? I gotta commend DragonCon this year. They have really done well with their security. There's been the last couple of years it has been a little bit hinky. And then if it was a smaller crowd, then it was fairly obvious. But the way that everything was directed, I didn't feel like we were about to die from a huge crowd. Other than maybe the middle of Saturday.
Was it Hyatt that had like the carefully choreographed entrances and exits?
Yes, it was Hyatt.
They did a really good job because it was such an open area in front of them. But now they funneled everybody into one area, so you couldn't even get into their space without a badge.
Yeah, and that was nice because I think people were able to sneak in before. I think that the way they did it this year made a lot more sense. And like everything, like the rooms and stuff, you had to line out instead of being. I think also helped is that we were not lining up inside of the hotels for panels that were big. We were having to line outside. Mm-hmm. I think that made a difference. So I gotta commend DragonCon for that.
Yeah, they fixed a lot of their problems.
And our badge only took 10 minutes to get. That's always my favorite part.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, pre-registration, you may save some bucks, but you're gonna spend that money while you wait in line. So whatever money you saved, just be prepared to wait an equal amount of time times 3.
Saved $60. You're going to be waiting 60 minutes.
Or longer.
Then we saw some awesome people. We met Duckman and Duck Fairy. Mm-hmm. They were really nice. They were at the Rays. Mm-hmm. And shout out to them for being super nice dinner companions. If you guys are listening, we appreciate it. And then some awesome t-shirt vendors we saw. Mm-hmm. World of Strange. Fantastic apparel. They had some badass shirts.
Yes, and they did money gouge.
Yeah, we went
T Fury, we're going to need you to get your shit together.
It was T-Turtle.
I love T Fury.
Oh.
I always call T-Turtle T Fury.
Yeah, it's T-Turtle.
T-Turtle, we're going to need you to get your shit together because $81 for 3 t-shirts is exorbitant and gouging. And nobody else charged that. You're lucky we spent there. Because we didn't know.
We didn't know until
they're cute shirts. They really are. I love the T-Turtle characters, but don't gouge us just because it's DragonCon.
Yeah. World of Strange, we got, 3 t-shirts for $45?
We got 3 shirts for literally half.
And
we spent at T-Turtle.
And they were badass. Mm-hmm. They were really funny. 2 of them, one of them is going to Moreland, one's going to Scoop since they couldn't go Rip. And then one's to Angie's brother.
Speaking of Scoob, his baby is probably going to make an appearance today.
Yep. That was one of the reasons why Scoob couldn't go to DragonCon this year is he impregnated his wife in just enough time to make sure that he could not go to DragonCon because the due date was today.
Mm-hmm. Or at some point during DragonCon. It could have been any of the days.
Yeah. Just at the very end would have been... His child planned it well. Mm-hmm. At the very end of DragonCon.
End of DragonCon on Labor Day. He's such a troll.
He's a troll, baby. And then a lot of cool artists. I got some really awesome Ghibli prints.
We got some good stuff from the Zombie Tramp artist.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
I picked up some books like I normally do, which made my bag super heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're tired potatoes. And it was nice seeing all of our friends. Dan and Aiden and a couple of our other friends finally went. George went for the first time, and they went today on a Monday, which you don't really get the full feel of DragonCon on the Monday because a good majority of people are already leaving, and everything's closing up for the weekend.
Well, they did get the full vendor hall experience.
Yeah,
I guess if you want to go just to buy stuff, Monday is a great day to go.
Yeah. If you want to be able to walk around and enjoy DragonCon, or at least be able to have room, like I was swinging my arms going, look what I can do. Look what I can do. But it's a good day to go. But if you really want a full effect of DragonCon, you definitely have to check it out on a Saturday. The costumes are more elaborate. There's so many people who are there. The vendors are like crazy. There's just a lot of stuff happening at once. All at once. It was crazy. But it was nice. It was nice to check. This year felt like we got to do a lot of things we haven't done before. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times we end up going and like doing the same kind of 3 or 4 things we normally do. We always go to the vendor hall, might check out a track, and then just whatever's around, go play board games and stuff like that. But we really did like go out of our way to make sure we did something different this year. And we will be back at those costume contests. Those were a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I think an 8-year-old literally possessed me with a dissertation during masquerade. That was that was terrifying. Any last parting thoughts on the DragonCon? 2018's in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good experience. No matter what you're into, you'll find it there. And whether it's anime, steampunk, goth, video game, just your run-of-the-mill sci-fi, anything that you're into, you'll find it there, and you'll find somebody who is also into it.
Yeah.
You may think you have the most obscure fandom ever, but you will run into somebody who shares it.
I was shocked how many, I was thinking because last year there wasn't a lot of Critical Role. Like, I didn't see a lot of Critical Role. This year, it was like every time we turned a corner, there was somebody cosplaying from Critical Role. Like, so that was cool to see. But then you still get these, like, obscure cosplays that people are doing that you're like, where is that from? But there's always one other person who's like, oh, it's XYZ from, that show, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Although I really wish we had done the thing where we walked up to people clearly not in cosplay and been like, oh my God, your costume's amazing, and taking a picture of them just to troll them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boo-boo. Oh, boo-boo. She missed me. Look at her little face.
Yeah.
Look at it. Oh, she's so cute.
Well, thanks guys for listening. We'll be back with something.
Well, another thing about DragonCon is they have gotten a lot better at offering services for handicapped persons.
Mm-hmm.
And DragonCon is getting a lot more diverse.
Yeah.
From panelists to con goers.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that. Like, the Ghost Brothers are clearly outside of the norm for paranormal investigators, and they got them there.
But yeah.
So, thank you, DragonCon, for being more diverse and more open to the nerdiness. It felt like everybody was super friendly, too. Mm-hmm. There wasn't, like, a sense of, stay away from me, blah, blah, blah. It's all very much, like, everybody's super friendly. Everybody wants to talk about their favorite things, and there's probably somebody who's very similar in taste to you.
You know what? And thank you to the staff of the host hotels for being so nice and putting up with our shit. And
yeah, shout out to you guys.
The host hotels are always so clean in the bathrooms.
Yes.
Just so on top of it. You never run out of toilet paper. It's never dirty.
You're the real MVP.
They really are.
Though it was funny, though, when we got to America's Mart today, and that security guard was like, oh, last day, we said, what was it? Last day of DragonCon, and she was the loudest one cheering. I bet you they are tired of us.
Yeah, get the hell out.
The only thing I regret we didn't get to do was D&D.
Yeah, they were down a bunch of DMs, and the wait times were too long.
Yeah, they were like, we have a 2-hour session today, and we're like, we've been trying all weekend, but it's time for us to go. Mm-hmm. So, but thanks, everybody. This was a very low-key episode just because, really, this year, it was very difficult to get sound bites because it was so crazy. Like, everybody was doing their own thing. It was like one thing to another. It felt like there wasn't a lot of downtime this year for DragonCon. Mm-hmm. And I did try to get a little bit while we were in different panels and stuff. So if this audio sounds good, it will be included. If not, then, we'll write up a little thingy on our website for our experiences. And I did take video and all that, so I'm going to upload the videos and stuff onto our YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
I have to say, one of the things I really enjoy is meeting people who don't just talk about their fandoms, but listen. The actual conversationalists you meet. Sometimes you run into people who talk at you, and they go on and on and on about what they like, and they have no room to listen to you. Mm-hmm. And this year, we didn't run into as many of those people. I don't know if it's because we didn't stand in the big lines, like CJ Mo, and, people like that. But the people that we went out of our way to talk to and just spend time with, we're all just excellent conversationalists.
Yeah.
Because that's always bothered me, is when somebody talks to you and they don't listen to what you say except to pick keywords out about how they can talk about themselves.
Exactly. But you know what?
Don't be those people.
Yeah, don't be those people. And you know what? This year, you're right. I don't think we ran it. Everybody we met they were just good people, just awesome, nice people who just wanted to talk about not only their stuff, but your stuff, and get to know you and be open about that. Because I think when you make those experiences like that for people, you make new friends and you meet people who you're going to want to see next year. Mm-hmm. And shout out to you for donating as much blood as you did during the blood drive.
You're welcome. I am still recuperating.
We spent 3 hours in the recesses of the Hyatt while Angie was donating blood.
I have a pretty rare blood type, so anytime I show up to donate, they like get as much as they can from me.
Yeah.
And this year, as I was donating, they literally had someone from the hospital drive over to immediately collect it. I mean, they have to test it and stuff before they can use it. But it was very touching to me that my blood type was needed for a cancer patient. They couldn't accept any other blood, which means they had to be the same blood type as me.
Yeah.
Because we can only accept from our own blood type. And they were using that blood type to replenish the red blood cells. That's all they needed from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was nice. I mean, I think that's one of the best things about DragonCon is that even with it being a huge con, they have charities going. Like, they have the blood drive. They had the literacy action this year, which was really awesome. And that was a big thing. And it's nice to see that they're giving back as much as they're, I don't want to say taking, but as much as we are enjoying it, they're also doing something for good causes. Mm-hmm. And I think that's important, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. DragonCon, we love you. Thank you for having us, as usual.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to say?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Do you?
Mm-mm. Hey, Becky. Hey.
Omni, we miss you. We did miss you. Did you stop recording?
No, I'm still recording.
We missed you this year, but we had to take a break because your prices are outrageous.
You're getting a little high maintenance.
Yeah, you're not a host hotel. You are overflow, and you're charging host hotel prices. We need you to get your shit together. Come back down to a realistic level.
And thank you, Ramada, for hosting us.
Ramada was a great hotel. Mm-hmm. If they walk in your room and see shit everywhere, though, and I don't mean literal shit, but just stuff, they just walk out. Which is fine. We understand that.
I can appreciate that. Claire did take up most of her side of the room, and it was kind of a scary, scary thing.
Claire's side of the room and the whole bathroom was terrifying. There's probably a small child trapped in there somewhere.
Yeah, we might not find some things.
It's like Lucy in the Well or whatever, because it was scary. We continued to find socks, even this morning.
To this day, they say
that were lost on Thursday.
Some say they're still finding socks after all this time.
Some say Boo has a sock in her fur.
Well, we will be back with a new episode, hopefully next week. I don't know what it's going to be. We're still working on it. If Scoob has a baby this coming week, we might be doing a kind of interesting rotation, but you can always find us on our regular social media. I don't feel like saying it. You can find us there. Make sure to...
What about Spotify?
God damn it. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, streaming on Twitch. You can find us at TheFreeRotation.com. Check us out on all your favorite podcasting apps. And if there's something coming up that you want us to go to, let us know. Because we, as much as we're exhausted from DragonCon, I think the experiences are the best part. Good night, guys. And as Angie said,
so long and thanks for all the fish.
GGI.
Except I didn't say that.
Okay. Bye-bye. You know who did say it? Who said it? Who did say it?
I'm not telling you. You got to look it up.
Okay, I'll look it up myself. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
We're here with Raven from the Teen Titans, and she's not hungry today. She's used a lot of energy, though. But
Drinking.
Raven, we were wondering, how are you enjoying your DragonCon?
It's been a good con so far.
Have you had to, kill any bad guys?
No, they've been pretty cliquey. I mean, that's typical, but, they're sticking to their own and leaving us alone. It's kind of like an unspoken truce at this point.
So they're like the mean girls?
No, we're the mean girls.
The truth finally comes out, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
It used to be a a Masonic lodge. So when it was first built, it was built to actually harness the energies that come in and out. So it was a Masonic lodge. Then it transitioned to a funeral home during the Civil Rights era. And then from there, it is now in the hands of a guy who is the owner of the largest satanic movement? Yeah, largest satanic movement in Cleveland. And so now it's like, it's just extremely like satanic. What do you call it? Like figures and
no, he has like he does have like the biggest like collection of like satanic artwork and stuff like that. So the whole building felt like y'all's faces right now. It's like, so like these two gentlemen went in, but like I said before, like I told them what my stance was, and throughout the investigation, like I was still in the parking space of the where you drop off the body. So there was still the hearses pull up. So I'm like, this is not really that much safer. But you can just really feel certain things, and like I said, we let our spirits kind of stop us, but we haven't necessarily got into the conspiracy type stuff yet. And I think that with our new season, we might start really diving into those type of things. Like,
we're at DragonCon right now. Can I tell you how your experience has been so far?
You just said, can I tell you how?
Can you tell me about your experience? This is why I don't do the interviews.
No, you go ahead and tell me.
Angie's, I don't do these. Can you tell me about your experience?
Well, there was this girl I met who said she was going to tell me how my experience was.
Well, so far.
Until I hear back from her, I don't know.
So far, you've worn cat ears. Stood in a line.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.